Hello, my name is India Fisher and you're watching Dr. Freedom.
Good evening, folks. Dr. Freedom here with you. Times from Dr. News from in and around the universe that may or may not make you go, duh. Just have a total brain fart moment. Here we are, snowed in Ohio. I had a fun time earlier today. I had to get out there with the snow thrower and dig through freaking what you call it, snow drifts that were up above my knees. Yeah, if not approaching waist level. And it's like, you don't want to fall into one of those, especially when you land right at crotch level and you walk out with, let's just say you're walking around and you hear silver bells playing in your pants after you've come inside. And, it's just that bad, plus, the fact we had all this snow dumped on us and then, the temperature takes a plummet. Then, so added on to that, now it's freezing. Ooh. Making snowmen out of ice balls. Oh, well. But being off in that frozen nonsense, there's a lot of interesting stuff. Of course, right off the top of the bat, today was Tom Baker's 85th birthday. That's right. The man, the myth, the legend that we all know as the Fourth Doctor, amongst many, many other things. Wait a minute. Right. What are you pointing all the way over there for? Come here. See, the camera was off angle. All right. The man, the myth, the legend we all know as Tom Baker is, of course, been in many, many things, but of course we all know him, in our hearts and minds as the Fourth Doctor, and just, that guy back there. And it's just amazing to me, that, we're so lucky that we have a lot of these folks who are still with us all after all this time, in the Doctor Who universe. And especially Tom back there, because, he's just, I don't know how to describe him. You hear that voice and, boom, that's Tom Baker. But let's get right off into the hooey, because you're going to love this. This is what's really got me kicking. Here's your newest gimmick. And I guarantee you this won't be the last of these. But today I was sitting here and I was running through YouTube, and suddenly I get on the same page for my suggested videos. This is what came up. This is the screen grab. Why I'm done with Doctor Who. Saying goodbye to Doctor Who. And I love this. Make sure you watch the whole thing, as I'm not going to stop making videos about it. This is going to be the new gimmick. This is going to be the new clickbait drama. And you see, they're going to be going, well, I'm not going to watch it anymore. And the thing is this, like I've been telling them, if you don't like it, don't watch it. But now they're going to go out here and go, I'm not watching Doctor Who anymore. That's easy to say, considering Series 12 is about a year away at this point. So it's like, all you got to do now is by the time Series 12 rolls around, it's like you're going to have a year load of hits on these videos, and nobody's going to remember them anyway. And you're going to be like, haha, see, I was just joking. It was parody. But okay, this was popped up by Craig Bender on Twitter today. Guess what? The Who cast was on his flight. Interesting. So, and this was taken in Hillingdon, London. And this is the fellow who, we got this from, Craig Bender. And he just happened to be a guy, getting on the plane. But here's what's very telling. Here's this tweet from later, after he arrived at his destination.
Where's it from? South Africa?
Stellenbosch, South Africa. So now we know where they've gone. And it seems like maybe the mid-February thing has turned out to be a ruse. But like I said, I was hearing that from two different places, and it wouldn't be the first time it's happened, where they're trying to, South Africa, where they've been trying to, keep things under wraps. So no biggie there. Also, thanks to Ruther, too, we've got the name of two of the writers so far that have been picked for Series 12. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce this right now. Okay, I need practice, all right? It's not, thing. But, yeah, this has been listed up. Okay, and here's the other one, Victoria Sarah Archer. And all right, I'll give it a shot. Prasanna Pawanaraja. All right, I don't even know if I'm close. Okay, over on Red Rocket Rising, it says right here, it has some ideas, that they've thrown out there that they want to see go on with Series 12. And the first one up here is, look, fewer stories by Chris Chibnall. And I can agree with that because of the fact that you saw what happened with Patrick Ness in Class. He wrote the entire thing, and it kerplummed. It bombed. And the whole overall story arc turned out to be a moronic nightmare. You know, like, wow, Weeping Angels suddenly need a group of aliens to go take over a private school in London to further some devious agenda. What? But okay, that's just me. But you see, but the fact is, even the Moff didn't write like half of his own series. Sure, he put words in and gave suggestions and all that to writers, you know, who were writing his series, but he usually only wrote like what, the first episode, the last episode, maybe the special for that year. He didn't write half the frickin' season. All right, no art, but more of a background continuity to stories that we've had before. I can agree with that also. We have seen no mention so far of the Doctor's age, or other than, you know, we've got, you know, some little flashes back to New Who episodes, but nothing going back any further than that. Plus no mention of, you know, the fact the Doctor's over 2,000 years old. It seems like that's all been buried in some effort, of course, to make people feel more welcome. All right, you know, coming on into this as a new thing. Budget spent on cast and set, not travel. A shakeup of the TARDIS and crew. More returning villains, not just Sheffield. Units confirmed existence addressed, and the Doctor's past explored a little. Let's see. All right, see, I already covered that. Now, a lot of people have been going on about Unit. It's like they simply said that Unit was suspended pending a review. They didn't say Unit had been disbanded or dissolved. If they had said that, yeah, I'd be out there on the line with you going, what the freaking hell? But that's not what was said. All right, and then the author goes on to expand on these ideas. So it's not a bad little article right there. It's actually constructive criticism, not, it all sucked. Jodie Whittaker and Chin Balls has run Doctor. Oh, Doctor Who Series 12, a few requests, Cult Box hopping in on the same thing. More worthy opponents. You see, one of the flaws to me was with Rosa, with the deballed villain. And it's like, you know, you've got a thing in your head that you can't hurt me. Ha, 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 ha. So the villain then became a minor inconvenience. That's all it was. It's just, okay, I'll just keep, you know, ticking people off. I can't actually hurt you, but I can make stuff annoying. Fabulous. Oh, okay. And also you have the infamous, you know, spiders, you know, arachnids in the UK. And the thing is, it's like, okay, so shooting them is wrong, but locking them in a room and letting them suffocate to death is humane. All right, good story structure. And why they're listing Kerblam, like I said, a lot of people have been jumping up and down saying Kerblam was probably the best story or more, you know, Who relatable than most of the others in the season. So take a stand, make it a capable tale. Don't time bomb history. I love this. But suffered from clumsy attempts to insert a science fiction subplot into a significant horror historical narrative. Yeah, okay. Famous guest stars play to their strengths. Make the Doctor less perfect. All right. Put Yaz's police training to work. Okay, I could agree with that. They definitely need to do that. And don't shave Tarzan Cole because he looks so damn sexy with the beard. Oh, yes, come over to my place there, Tarzan. I'll give you a proper shave. Well, okay, now this is inside Bristol's new Doctor Who escape room. Just to give you a look at it, you know, some nifty stuff they got lying around in there. Wham, wham, wham. Here you go. Some really, really cool looking. But like I said, I don't want to give away. Well, I don't think they give you away too much. But, you know, so that way you're going to walk in there and go, ha, I solved it based off the pictures. Ha, 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 ha. So there you go. Some nice images of that. Plus, this is an article about it over on the Radio Times. Doctor Who's first escape room brings home the magic of being a useless companion. And worlds collide, cash you in a Doctor Who adventure, but is it actually worth the time and space? So this is their little critique of it right here. Barrowman's going on a UK tour in 2019. This was over here in the this is on What's on Stage, and you know Barrowman always entertaining no matter what he does. So he'll be opening the tour will open at the Savoy Theatre in the West End on 16th of June before visiting the Theatre Royal in Glasgow on the 18th of June, followed by Edinburgh and so on and so on. So if you're out there and you're in the UK and you want to go check out that Barrowman guy, here you go. And lastly for today, Bernard Cribbins Comedy Classics. And this is actor Bernard Cribbins, who's playing some of the records that make him laugh. And the cool part is I did go click on this. It is international. It's not region locked. So if you want to go listen to this, it's about an hour. You know, a nice little bit of relaxing, something to, you know, keep you going while you're working. All right. So once again, now since we, you know, we're not going to bitch about Series 11 anymore, we're going to go out and make videos about why we don't want to watch Doctor Who and why we're going to quit watching it. Meanwhile, it's over a year till the next series airs. In other words, to me, it's just clickbait. It's clickbait comedy. It's clickbait dramedy. It's clickbait propaganda. And it's just amazing me just how many people are going out of their way to say Series 11 was such a total disaster that it's made them want to, you know, cut off their own testicles with a frickin' spoon. It's not. I've seen far worse. And people are like, Dr. Freedom, how could you watch it? I had a couple of the guys going, you like you're butt kissing because you liked the Battle of Ranskorav Kalos. I'm like, because I liked an episode, I'm butt kissing. And somebody actually said in the comments a couple times, you're never getting Jodie Whittaker on here, so please. I'm like, dude, I have no illusions. There's no way in hell in this universe that I will ever be interviewing Jodie Whittaker, let alone meet her within the next 50 years. It's like, I don't see it happening unless she goes on an American tour and all that. You know, there's a rumor going around Capaldi maybe coming to Chicago TARDIS. It's a rumor, and I hope it's true because it'll probably be my only chance to ever meet the guy. But once again, just because somebody's opinions differ, don't go out and blast them. But at the same time, some of this stuff is just ridiculous. It's obviously out there just to make me some money on YouTube, get me some clicks, and at the same time, everyone feels sorry for me. But the fact of the matter is this. What I was going to say before I derailed my train of thought and ran off into the Twilight Zone is you have no room to bitch about Series 11 unless you were 7 years old and you were watching a show called Battlestar Galactica. And it was one of my favorite shows of that time. You know, when I grew up, I was watching all the ones, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, you know, Space 1999. I was lucky to grow up in that time where this stuff was on the whopping 5 channels I think we had. And then I watched Battlestar Galactica, and I'm instantly in love with it. It's like, wow, this is Star Wars on TV. Really cool stuff. Starbuck, Apollo, you know, all their buddies hanging out. And, oh, God, Athena was hot. Hey. But at the same, so was Cassiopeia. But then they took it off the air, and they claimed it was because the ratings weren't high enough. Well, it turned out we found out later on that's because it was costing them damn near $1 million an episode, and they just don't want to pay for it. So they, after a fan campaign, they decided, okay, we're bringing it back, and out came Galactica 1980. If you were through that, then you've got, if you can actually honestly tell me that there's any comparison between that and Series 11 and the rest of Doctor Who, send me a message. We'll talk. Until next time, everybody, please take care. Ta-ta. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one.